Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are continuing with another Born City magazine video. And as I mentioned before, I do not watch all of them on camera. I have watched some of them off camera, and I'm not going in the order that they were published. I'm pretty much randomly pick one that I feel like watching for the day. And today we're going to watch a video called A Decision for Longevity. So without further ado, let's go check it out. If you have not already subscribed to Boris in the Magazine, please do so and like their video. They make great videos. So, go support them and support me as well, right? Okay, without further ado, let's go.
In BTS's latest festa, an event to celebrate their debut anniversary, the members of BTS announced that they will be focusing on solo projects for a while. According to the YouTube video's translation, they said that even though they are not disbanding, they will go on hiatus to focus on solo activities for a while, and after this break, they will come back as a group. After some hours, ARMY translators noticed that there were many mistranslations in the English subtitles, and that they didn't actually mention the word hiatus, just that they will be focusing more on solo projects. This Twitter user said, "We overreacted, I fear. It's a hiatus from group activities. They will still meet up and do Run BTS episodes in a while." After these 5 hours of confusion, HYBE released a statement to clarify things and calm the commotion. They said BTS's solo projects plan is not a hiatus, as they will still be working on projects as a group, as well as individually. So in other words, they are still together. It's a break from extreme non-stop work.
And I remember during that time, there were reports, oh, BTS is going on the break, BTS is breaking up, BTS is blah, blah, blah. So that creates so much confusion and unnecessary negative discussions. So I'll just put it that way.
But what kind of group activities will they continue doing? A Big Hit Music official said, "It's not a declaration of a suspension of activity, but a notice of individual activities for Chapter 2. It's a different form of activity than before."
And we all love Chapter 2 because we get to see a lot more of their individuality and, should I say this, more skins? Sorry.
Now, we don't fully know what kind of group activities they will continue doing, but we know that some confirmed projects are the comeback of the variety show Run BTS, the song/performance for Hyundai, the Chakho webtoon, and commercials. After this, Jungkook went live on a B Live titled What's Going On, and he said, "I thought I needed to come here to set things straight. The Bangtan team dinner was meant to be this place where we can comfortably chat and everything. I promise you, we have absolutely no plan to disband. I hope everyone understands we're not disbanding and we're not stopping group promotions. I guess that's all there is to say on the matter." He mentioned he's seen all the news and chaos of BTS's disbanding, they're not working anymore as a group, and wanted to come reassure armies and clear things up. "We're not disbanding. We're not going on hiatus. We'll be filming Run BTS. And the members and I think it's the same for you. But we felt tired and felt like we were standing still in the same place. It's a time for us to recharge. So we're thinking of doing stuff individually, and since we have lots of things piled up, I think we can actually show you more stuff, and we're not gonna stop group activities at all. So we hope you don't think that way." Later, Namjoon released a letter, which according to ARMY translators, has a strong and firm tone and is directed to the media. He wrote, "I have received the most messages and calls since our debut. I saw screenshots and headlines of articles, and there were a lot of stimulating words like disband, hiatus, etc. It's not like it was unexpected, but it feels bitter. It's not like we were hoping they, journalists, would watch our show filled with tears and laughter till the end to write their opinions. But Festa Dinner is a casual type of content, and the date it was released and the symbolic meaning of the date is completely dedicated for our army who was with us for 9 years. People outside may think that we are making a fuss or we are spoiled. I'm sure other artists and fans are like this too, but we have a special bond with army as we were sharing a lot for almost 10 years. What we shared on the Festa Dinner was a confession to the fans that were interacting with us, the fans that never asked anything to return. Everyone who watched the video will know, and from the title yet to come, what we honestly wanted to say was that right now is not the end. Only the screenshots of me crying became viral, and it's spreading, and of course I wonder if I should have been brave enough to share. The courage, to be honest, always lead to unnecessary misunderstandings. What I want to tell you is we're not saying one when we really mean two. We're not circling around meanings. We're saying one is one, and we wanted to share all the process with courage and tears. I believe that armies that know us will understand. What we said on the video video is everything as it is. Jungkook and Taeyeon explain well on Be Live, but we always think and talk about the future of BTS very truthfully. Although I am afraid this message can cause another fuss or poor gas in the noises, as I am the first person in the story/discussion, I would like to simply explain, we thank everyone who watched the video, giving us positive support, love and energy, whether from close or far, whether as an individual and or as a team. We will continue to show the best of me, us. This army account said something that I find very interesting. Namjoon Weaver's letter is to the journalist who exaggerated and purposefully misinterpreted and made clickbait articles using the dinner video and BTS's announcement. His tone is so direct and protective of BTS and us. So, for what I can recall, I believe there are two main reasons for this slowing down of group activities. Number one is burnout. Namjoon said,
I think one thing about the Western generalists, I think one thing to say about the general reporter journalist, especially in the West, right? I think to their defense, they're not used to this kind of interaction between artists and their fans. So, and they pick up keywords. We're going on a break, and they will pick it up, even though if the sentence is that we're going to take a break from group activities, they will only pick up break, and then that's the keyword, and they will build stories around the keyword. What's it called? Taking words out of context, is that what it is, right? So, and that creates additional unnecessary misunderstanding. So, to their defense, they're not used to this interaction. But then again, if you are a journalist, isn't your job supposed to be reporting the truth and not creating stories or creating speculation based on the few words that you hear? I don't know. I'm not a journalist. I don't know. I'm just thinking. But then again, I do understand that those things sell. Those stories, those articles sell. People want to click on it. Oh my God, BTS is supposed to be the biggest group in the world, and now they're disbanding. Oh my God, whoa. So yeah, sorry, I'm gonna continue.
Reasons for this slowing down of group activities. Number one is burnout. Namjoon said, I started music and became BTS because I had a message for the world, but I didn't know what I would do after on. Then COVID-19 came up, so we did Dynamite, Butter, PTD, Life Goes On, and I realized the group has definitely changed. For me, it was like the group was within my grasp until On and Dynamite, but after Butter and PTD, I didn't know what kind of group we were anymore. Whenever I write lyrics and songs, it's really important what kind of story and message I want to give out. They will usually have a strong message, but that became harder for them during the pandemic. King Media said, as such, BTS has comforted people all over the world who are struggling with Corona-19 and anti-Asian hate crimes. But the fact that they have suffered unspeakable difficulties due to identity confusion and non-stop activities is heartbreaking. That said, it's important to not twist their words and act like they dislike these releases. They were experimenting just like they have always done. Their school trilogy sounds extremely different to their youth trilogy, and to the Wings era, to the Love Yourself era, and to the Map of the Soul era. Let's not act like they changed their sound once they became mainstream in the US, because they have always experimented with their sound. I saw a tweet that I cannot find that said that they are doing what they're talking about on Black Swan. They are slowing down to prevent an artist's first death, which is an artistic death. So this is a necessary step. The second reason they mention is the K-pop system. Namjoon talked about how in K-pop, time moves fast and a new album is expected out of you even before it's properly experienced. This person says, I can't imagine the creative energy that takes a toll on you to keep creating. Namjoon and the other members of BTS are craving for growth, and the K-pop system is preventing that. Namjoon said, I don't know what kind of story I should tell now. I've always thought that BTS was different from other groups, but the problem with K-pop and the whole idol system is that they don't give you enough time to mature. You have to keep producing music and keep doing something. After I get up in the morning and get makeup done, there's no time left for growth. And it's not just about music and work. I've changed as a human over the past 10 years, so I needed to think and have some time alone, and then those thoughts can mature into something uniquely mine. I could balance this with work, but after 10 years of living as BTS and working all our schedules, I can't physically mature anymore. There was something I wanted to do in this world, and right now, when we're at our best, I feel like I should be contributing something to the world, but I don't know know what that is, and I still have to keep working. There's just no time for me to think. I have to be aware of who I am, what kind of group BTS is. I need to be aware of why I'm here, who the members are to me, the path we're going to take as a group, to go through interviews and write lyrics. But at some point, I haven't been sure what group we are. For me, it was a big deal that I didn't know what we're going to do as a group from now on. I don't know what kind of direction our group has to take. So
That is the characteristic of a great leader. You need to understand what your goal, and in order for you to, well, you need to understand yourself first. In this particular situation, he need to understand himself and the group and what direction they want to go before you can actually find a path to get there. It's great. He's amazing. Namjoon is just amazing.
basically, this slowdown of group activities is necessary for longevity. Actually, Yoongi talked about this in their GQ interview in 2021. He said, if you love something too much, there comes a time when you have to give it up for that very reason. You need to keep it at a certain distance if you want to pursue it for a long time, and if you don't want to be consumed by it. So how much will this affect or damage BTS's popularity? In my opinion, not that much, or at least it shouldn't. Just look at their Western counterparts. The pace of Western artists is completely different to BTS's pace. That's one of the most culture shock moments of getting into BTS, the pace of the project releases. I'm used to artists taking 2 to 5 years between projects. In K-pop, it seems like people want at least one full album every year, if not more. It's insane. BTS have to put up with way too many double standards, both in K-pop and the West. They are the one artist that had to frequently release content to satisfy the K-pop industry, while also having to produce the same results as Western artists who get years to prepare. When RM talked about how he felt he lost control over the group after Dynamite, imagine spending years writing incredible lyrics and songs, yet your 2 English tracks are the ones that get Grammy nominations. How incredibly frustrating that might be. Do you know what's crazy? Western artists can take these breaks and no one bats an eye, but there was almost a media frenzy for this news. Western artists almost always have at least 2 years between new releases, often more, and no one bats an eyelash. It's infuriating. They will go off and not release a single song for 4 to 5 years, and it's silence from the media. If Western artists don't go on a couple of years between releases, they risk saturating the market and are seen as attention grabbers or unserious. Since I'm talking about other artists, I want to mention that there really isn't any point in comparing this situation to other groups, especially not One Direction. One Direction's hiatus was abrupt and had no warning or reason. They never talk about any artistic reason for their separation because they never talk about their artistic process to begin with. BTS
Was there any artistic progress? I don't know. Or artistic process. Well, then again, I never followed One Direction. I was never a boy band fan, so, I don't know.
decided to share this with us because we are used to at least 2 big projects every year. They don't have to, but they are sharing this with us because they have a deep respect for their fans. There is one K-pop group that has a comeback every 2 years, leaving their fans confused. The difference is that BTS communicates with ARMY. These other groups not. This fan of that K-pop group said, honestly, I don't know why are laughing at ARMYs as if wasn't in a hiatus for 2 years and they are coming back with almost likely a mini album and call it a day. I just know BTS gonna come back before we get another full album. We really have to worry about us first. This ARMY says, one of my favorite things about BTS is how they demonstrate healthy relationships with each other and with ARMY. When they communicate, they are open, honest, vulnerable. They say things with the expectation we take them at face value. All of this commotion is understandable because there is going to be a big change, but this is an extremely necessary step to transform momentum into longevity. It's really admirable for them to be together for a long time. It's important for them to grow individually too. They need to explore more and find their identity. I personally feel a group remains strong when they all respect and allow every member to grow individually too. Taeyeon talked about how their solo projects are the first step to remain BTS for a long time. Taeyeon said, we are happy. Though all 7 of our likes, dislikes, personalities, tendencies, and tempos are all different, our thoughts about ARMY are all the same. Now that this is the beginning of our healthy steps taken in order to remain as BTS for a long time, I believe that ARMYs will love that side of us too. Taeyeon also mentioned synergy. J-Hope told me we could focus on our solo work this time, and later when we gather again as a group, that synergy will be like no other, will be better than before. Of course, it's unfair to compare BTS to soloists who have a long-lasting career, because the dynamic of a group is different and even more complicated. But I want ARMYs to know that there are many groups that continue releasing albums and touring, decades after their debuts. The closest example example to BTS is Coldplay, who have been releasing albums and touring as a group for more than 23 years. I feel like seeing Coldplay be a band for 20 years while the members did their own things and had their own lives, but still getting together to make music and go on tour must have been such a huge relief to BTS, especially because there really isn't an equivalent in Korea. Jimin said that proof represented a comma in their journey. Commas make longer sentences, not periods. BTS needs to respect themselves and their limits in order to make the group last for as long as it can, just like Coldplay did. Chris Martin talks about healthy breaks a lot. I'm really glad they become friends with him. Coldplay is going on 20 plus years now. What amazing role models and friends to have in your corner. But it's not only Coldplay. There are bands like Metallica, Iron Maiden, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and many more who have been together for more than 40 years. Metallica is still touring. They have all said that mutual understanding is the reason that they are together. Bangtan has that. They understand each other. This is going to be the start of the chapter 2 BTS has been talking about for a while now.
I believe that this uh, words opens the beginning of our new chapter.
BTS has already announced this on the previous Festa dinner. Chapter 1 is done, Chapter 2 will be focused on each one, Chapter 3 is the moment we meet again. And BTS believe that beginning Chapter 2 is slowing down group projects and focusing on solo ones was necessary since the On era. They were actually going to do that after Map of the Soul 7, but the pandemic changed those plans. This was planned for after the tour, but COVID changed their plans. We got extra time with them in this chapter. Be Dynamite and Butter Army, it was your destiny to become ARMY. Don't be sad you haven't been here long. Fate led you to BTS in chapter 1 when these pages weren't planned. Now, we don't really know how long chapter 2 is going to be, but my guess is 2 years. But to be safe, I'm going to say 2 years and a half. This Korean ARMY said, I'm not sure how it seems if you watch it with subtitles, but as far as I can see, it seems like they are thinking 1 to 2 years. They even said they still should run BTS during the hiatus, so like the way all laughed and Joongi said his current study is 5 years project, and one of them said something like, I don't know, it will be after 1 year or 2, and so on. But this is just my thoughts. Also, if you're worried about the military issue, this theory will also fit, even if they don't all go together. But that is a conversation for another time. 2 years and a half of solo projects and some small group activities before their big comeback is my guess. So, what to do in the meantime? You can catch up on all 156 episodes of Run BTS, 8 festas, 4 Bon Voyage seasons, 2 seasons of In the Soup, 3 BTS.
Yeah, we have Run BTS, 8 festas, 4 Bon Voyage, 2 seasons of In the Soup, 3 movies, and 4 documentary, and 7 greetings. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do for the next 2 years until they all come back, because I have not watched all the Run BTS, and I have not watched the festas. Well, I saw a clip here and a clip there, so I have not done all of them. For the Bon Voyages, I watched 1 and 2. I have not started 3 and 4. For In the Soup, I started 1, but I have not finished, and I have not started 2. The movies, I think I watched 2 movies, Burn the Stage and Bring the Soul. I think I have watched those 2, but not the third one. What is the third one? No, those are the documentary series. Okay, which one? I don't. I'm lost. Okay, so to sum it all up, I have a lot of content to catch up. So I'm okay. And as part of their solo project, right, I have not even watched all of them. For example, there are a lot of interviews I have not watched, and all the special activity that Jin had with the chefs and with the winemaker, I have not started that yet. So yeah, and my next 2 year and a half is gonna be busy. Let's put it that way.
Yes, movies, 4 documentary series, 7 season greetings, all the past Jacket films, all the past Bangtan Bombs, their concert tour CDs, appearances on Korean reality shows, etc. Let's also not forget that we will get 7 solo full albums, so let's prepare for that because it's not going to be like the previous mixtapes. These are real solo debuts. This person says, I feel like lots of people in the past didn't treat their solo works.
So Jin did not release a full album, right? He only released a single. But if I recall correctly, that he's gonna release his full album when he comes back from the military. That's my understanding. So far we got J-Hope's, we got Indigo, RM's, and we got one single from Jin, and we have 4 more to go.
As comebacks because the members hadn't officially debuted as solo artists, but I hope we're all on the same page that every drop, whether as a group or individual member, will be treated as a full-fledged comeback. I need every BTS solo debut slash comeback treated like a BTS comeback by ARMYs and ARMY fanbases. That means gold posters, streaming playlists, ARMY's unique promo methods, music shows voting, radio requests, if a release is pushed to radio, everything. And let's show everyone that BTS will remain on top. K-poppies celebrating BTS's hiatus as if that will make their faves successful. They clearly said they will be focusing on solo projects more, and that means one thing: their solo releases will block, outsell, and outchart K-pop just the way BTS did as a group. In conclusion, please, for your own and BTS's sake, ignore people who don't know or understand them well and want to revel in their ignorance about what this all means. They'll realize how dumb they were eventually on their own. Support accurate articles like these ones. Support their solo projects and catch up with their support accurate articles like this one.
Okay.
Support their solo projects and catch up with their ton of content. And I don't know about you, but I'm intensely learning Korean because once they come back, I want to fully understand them without relying on simplified subtitles. We jokingly talk about legend behavior, but this step is real legend behavior because legends last forever. So let's support BTS's growth and let's help their past and future music last for eternity.
Okay, so that was a decision for longevity. That was great, but because it breaks down what happened and what we thought were what most people in the world thought what happened and what we know happened. So, anyway, so chapter 1 is almost done or is done. We're in chapter 2 is the singles, the single or solo activities. And chapter 3 will be when they all come back after military, I assume. So we have about 2.5 years until 2025 to support every single solo release and to go back to watch all contents and to stream and to vote whatever we have to do as we normally do. And like she said, right, we need to treat every release as a comeback and we support everyone. So I believe that we have supported J-Hope and Jin and now RM. So whoever is coming up next, please do your best to stream their music on Spotify, their video on YouTube, whatever you have to do. Just do what you normally do. That's it for today. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.